He's been called the greatest blackjack player the world has ever seen, recognized from Las Vegas to Atlantic City as a leading authority of the game. But to casino owners, he's not only good, he's dangerous. In fact, for the past 15 years, he's been barred from playing blackjack at virtually every major casino, all because he knows too much. Then, the tables turned, and many of those same casinos actually hired him to teach them his winning ways. For 20 years, he's kept his secrets only to himself and a select few. But now the silence is over. This is Blackjack, the most popular casino card game. In a moment, you're going to learn everything you'll need to know about the game, how to play smart and how to play tough. All the proven strategies so you too can play like the pros. You'll learn when to hit, stand, double down, split, and even surrender. So get ready, because we're about to shuffle up and you're about to learn the secrets of blackjack. Here's your coach, the world's greatest blackjack player, Howard Grossman.
Hi, I'm Howard Grossman. For the past 20 years, I've been extremely successful on both sides of the blackjack table. First as a player, and then as a consultant to many of the major casinos. Now I'm ready to share my secrets with you. It doesn't matter if you're a first-time player or a veteran of the game. Soon you'll be able to walk up to any blackjack table with confidence. You'll be armed with the same knowledge and skills as many of the toughest blackjack players in the world. The information I spent years researching and perfecting will all be yours in just a few minutes. Please feel free to stop the tape and rewind at any time so you can review any information that may seem unclear. Because to succeed in blackjack, you must fully understand the rules of the game and memorize and follow the correct basic strategy. You must also know why you make each play and have a complete understanding of the powerful yet easy betting system that will maximize your wins and minimize your losses. For those of you who are new to blackjack, let's start with the rules of the game, beginning with the values of the cards. In blackjack, the cards have the following values. Aces may be counted as 1 or 11. Tens, jacks, queens, and kings each count as 10. During the tape, I will refer to these cards as 10-valued cards or just tens, and in all graphics, they would be represented by the letter T. All the other cards, 2 through 9, count at face value. Most people will tell you the object of the game is to obtain a higher total than the dealers by reaching 21 or as close to 21 without going over. This is not entirely true. In fact, the true object of winning blackjack is to just beat the dealer. You can do this two ways, either by getting closer to 21 without going over, or by standing and giving him or her a chance to bust. With the proper strategy, you can maximize your wins even with the poorest of hands. As you will soon see, at times you will not want to try to get as close to 21 as possible. Sometimes you will stand on as little as 12, while other times you'll even hit 16. In most casinos today, multiple decks are used. This speeds up the game and reduces shuffling time. The dealer shuffles the decks together and asks the player to cut with a cut card. After the deck is cut, the cut card is placed near the back of the cards to determine when it is time to shuffle again. The cards are then placed into a card dealing box called a shoe. Most games from Las Vegas to Atlantic City are played with 4 to 8 decks. The strategy will still be the same. After the cards are placed into the shoe, the dealer takes the top card and places it into the discard holder. This is called burning a card. The dealer then begins to deal the cards clockwise. Although in some casinos, the player's original 2 cards are dealt face down, more often today, she will give each player 2 cards face up. In all casinos, she would deal herself 1 card face up, called the up card, and 1 card face down, called the hold card. If the dealer's up card is an ace, she will ask the players if they wish to take insurance.
Insurance open? insurance closed.
Insurance is a side bet that the dealer has blackjack. Because the dealer's up cards an ace, she must look at her hole card to see if she has blackjack before the game continues. Blackjack is an ace and a 10 on the first two original cards and is also called a natural or snapper. In some casinos, the dealer will also look at his hole card for blackjack if his up card has a value of 10. But in this situation, the players are not offered insurance. If the dealer does not check for blackjack immediately and later turns up an ace giving him blackjack, you will lose even if you made 21 by hitting, doubling, or splitting, but you will only lose your... If the dealer does have blackjack, she automatically wins. She will turn her hole card face up and, starting from the right, take away every player's bet. That is, unless the player also has blackjack, in which case it is a tie or push, and the player does not lose his bet. When the dealer does not have blackjack, the player at his left acts first. If you have blackjack, you will be paid 3-2 for your bet. In other words, you will win $3 for every $2 bet. If you do not have blackjack, you will have many options when it's your turn to play. Depending on your cards and the dealer's up card, you have the option to either hit, stand, double, split, and in some casinos, even surrender. In a moment, you will learn the correct play for every situation. Let's talk about the dealer's turn to play. If every player at the table is already busted, the dealer will turn up her hole card and place her cards into the discard holder. She will then begin another round of play. If any players are left, the dealer plays her hand. Don't worry that the dealer sees your hand, because she has a set of rules that determines her play. She cannot vary from these rules. The dealer will turn over her hole card so both cards are exposed. If her count is 17 through 21, she must stand. If her count is 16 or less, she must draw one or more cards until she reaches a total of 17 through 21 or busts. At this point, if the dealer hasn't gone over 21, she must stand. If the dealer reaches a soft 17 through 21, she must also stand. A soft hand is a hand that includes at least one ace with another card or cards that total 10 or less other points. In this case, the ace may be counted as 11. For example, an ace and a 6 or an ace with another ace and a 5 is a soft 17. If your hand contains more than one ace, only one ace may be counted as 11, and the other aces are counted as 1. If the hand contains an ace with other cards totaling 11 or more, then the hand is considered a hard hand. It is no longer considered a soft hand, since all aces must be counted as 1, and you will just add up the value of the cards to get the hard total. The blackjack table should state that the dealer stands on all 17s, which is favorable to the player. If the table states that the dealer must hit soft 17, it will cost you money. The dealer will improve his hand, or make 17 again, more than 50% of the time. This rule will give the casino an extra 0.2% advantage. If possible, try to play elsewhere. After the dealer's turn at play, she will start at her extreme right and pay off players with a higher total and collect bets from players with a lower total. If the dealer and player tie, it is called a push, and the bet is not taken away. If the dealer busts, every player who did not already bust will be paid. Except for blackjack and insurance, all wins are paid even money. Before I explain basic strategy, there are some things you should know. First, in all casino games, the house has the advantage, though in blackjack it is not widely known why. Well, to put it simply, the house gets its edge in blackjack because the players must act first. When people say that all ties are pushes, it isn't completely true. When a player busts, he loses before he's able to see if the dealer would also have busted. Even if they both end up with a total of 22 or more, the player has already lost his bet. That's where the casino gets its edge. The house's edge can be very high if you do not play correctly. It has been estimated to be as much as 2.5% or more against the average player. But if you follow my basic strategy, which you're about to learn, you will reduce that edge to practically nothing. But you must also know which tables to play at and which to avoid. The most common blackjack games today are dealt with 4 to 8 decks. Make sure the dealer stands on all 17s or more. The player should be allowed to double down on any first 2 cards even after splitting. The player may split 3 times, giving him 4 hands except with aces. You can usually split aces once and receive 1 card only to each ace, even if it's another ace. With this game, the player will have about a 1/3% disadvantage when he employs the correct basic strategy. When surrender is offered, it gets down to 1/4%. You can even reduce this to as little as 1/10% in casinos that deal the same rules using only 2 decks. This is as close to an even gamble you will usually ever get in the casino, and it's certainly worth looking for. A big advantage for the player is a 3 to 2 payoff for blackjack. Definitely avoid any blackjack game that pays you even money for your blackjack. Your other advantages over the dealer are standing on 12 through 16, doubling, splitting, and surrendering. Even though the dealer only receives even money for her blackjacks and can't take advantage of these options, remember, she still gains a slight edge by acting last. Here are some other very interesting and important facts. First of all, the dealer will average almost 18.5. Secondly, you will determine your play based not only on your cards, but on the dealer's up card as well. Even though the dealer will not bust out on the average more than 43% of the time, no matter what card is showing, certain dealers' up cards are more profitable for the player. You will have the best advantage when the dealer's up cards are 4, 5, or 6. The dealer's 2, 3, 7, and 8 also favor the player. The dealer's ace and 10 value cards are the worst for the player, and even a 9 is slightly unfavorable. The dealer with 2 through 8 showing will bust out fairly often or make smaller totals. These are the cards we can exploit by doubling and splitting correctly. The dealer with a 9 through 8 showing will bust out less often and make higher totals. We can save the most money against these cards by hitting correctly. The correct basic strategy will increase your winnings against the dealer's weaker cards and minimize your losses against his stronger cards. Now you're ready to learn the basic shoe strategy, the true secrets of blackjack. Remember, memorize this and never vary from it. These basic plays will work very well in 2-deck handheld games with the same rules. It is very rare to find a single-deck game with these rules, but if you do, you'll actually have the edge over the casino. The most important options you will have are hitting and standing. If you wish to hit, which means you would like 1 or more additional cards, scratch your table in a motion going towards your body like this. It isn't sufficient to tell the dealer what you want. You must make the hand motion because there are cameras in the ceiling that verify your moves. If you go over 21, you bust out and immediately lose your bet. The dealer will pick up your cards and place them into the discard holder. It will then be the next player's turn to play. If you want to stand, meaning you don't want any more additional cards, wave your hand over your cards like this. Let me explain the rules of hitting and standing with the hard hands of 12 through 16. If you are dealt or reach a total of 12, you should stand against 4 through 6, otherwise you should hit. If you are dealt or reach a total of 13 through 16, you should stand against 2 through 6, otherwise you should hit. If you are dealt or reach a total of 17 through 21, you will always stand, unless you have a soft hand, which we will discuss shortly. 12 through 16s are very poor hands and are called stiff or busting hands because they're the only hands that can be broken by hitting only 1 time. However, even with these poor hands, you will lose the least with proper hitting and standing. If you have 12 through 16 and the dealer shows 7 through ace, you must hit until you make 17 or more. Taking a chance of busting to improve your hand is one of the most important secrets of winning blackjack. Conversely, if you have 12 through 16 and the dealer shows 2 through 6, the general rule is to stand. The dealer will have to hit and possibly bust unless he has a 6 showing with an ace in the hole making him 17. There are only 2 very important exceptions to this rule. You will hit 12 versus 2 or 3 1 time only, even if you catch an ace. 12 is the only busting hand that any 7, 8, or 9 will not bust, and catching any of these cards will always improve your hand to strong totals of 19 through 21. Follow these rules and you have taken a giant step on your way to becoming a really tough player. Another option that will save a knowledgeable player some money is called surrender. Some casinos will allow you to give up half your bet on your first 2 original cards if the dealer does not have blackjack. A few of the stiff hands are so bad that in some cases you will gain a small advantage by surrendering instead of hitting your hand according to the rules of basic strategy.
Yes, I'll surrender.
Yeah, me too.
You just give up and the dealer takes your cards and half your bet. There is no hand signal for surrender. Therefore, you must tell the dealer that you wish to surrender when it is your turn to act on your hand. I once tried to surrender by waving a white handkerchief, but unfortunately the dealer didn't appreciate my attempt at humor. Nobody likes giving up half a bet without a fight, but in the following situations, you will lose more than half your bet in the long run if you hit instead of surrender. It is correct to surrender a 10-5 or a 9-6 when the dealer's up card is a 10, and a 10-6 and a 9-7 when the dealer's up card is a 9, 10, or ace. Believe me, surrendering these poor hands will save you money over a period of time. Here's a little-known secret of blackjack. If you are playing in a game being dealt with 1 of 2 decks, computer experts have shown that you do not surrender with any 16 versus a 9, just hit. Let me play some hands to get you used to hitting, standing, and surrendering rules. Here's how it's done. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Okay, let's play a few hands. Okay, now I have a 16. A lot of people are afraid to hit because they might bust. What I'm going to do is take a hit because by hitting, I win more hands than I would than if I stood. Pretty good. Now I have a 17. Even though I'm not a favorite to win, what happens is if by hitting it, I bust out too often and hurt my chances, so I'm going to stand on that.
Okay.
See, it's nice sometimes also, if you win a hand, and the deal is nice, you can put up a bet for the dealer over here.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. All right, once again, I got a busting hand, but I have to take a chance to hit because the dealer has a 10 showing. Okay, if I get 17 or more, I have to stand. And that's a pretty good hit. I hope I win for the dealer's sake. Okay, on a 15 against a 10, my best option is to surrender, which is giving up half your bet without taking a hit. So therefore, why I would do that is because I'd save more than half my money by doing that, and that's better than hitting. So I'd say to the dealer, surrender, please. All right, see, and I won a bet for the dealer.
Thank you for the bet, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. She'll take her bet, and then the game will go on. Anyway, I wish you guys good luck.
Thank
And
you.
Go ahead and
for the
start
help.
playing again.
Yeah, great. Thanks for
Thank
the
you.
help.
Okay. The next most important option is called doubling down. With certain totals on your first 2 cards, you will double down by placing another bet equal to your original bet. You may bet less than your original bet, but this is never to your advantage. When you double down, you receive only 1 additional card, but this can be a very profitable play when used at the correct times. Now let's discuss the rules of doubling down on the hard totals of 9 through 11. If the total of your cards is below 9 and not a pair, always hit. If the total of your first 2 cards is 9, double down if the dealer's up card is 3, 4, 5, or 6. Otherwise, hit. If the total of your first 2 cards is 10, you will double down against 2 through 9 and hit, trying to make 17 or more when the dealer's up card is either 10 or ace. If the total of your first 2 cards is 11, you will double down except against an ace. With the ace showing, you will hit until you make 17 or more. You can't double down if you have a total of 9 through 11, or with any other total if you have a hand consisting of 3 or more cards. So you'll hit and stand according to the rules of basic strategy. 9 through 11 are very good hands, and you can substantially increase your profits by doubling down at the proper times. Many times you'll actually win twice as much money. Other times, you may not win as many hands when you double down, but you will always increase your total winnings because you'll be doubling your bet on hands that make you the favorite over the casino. It is better to win a few less hands with twice the original bet. This is a very important secret of blackjack. Now let's play some hands to illustrate these rules. Hey, you guys, I'm back. I hope you've been doing a little bit better.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah.
practicing.
Good.
Take your
Good.
advice.
Okay. Let's try a few more hands. Okay? Let's see if we can get some exciting hands this time, too. All right. Hey, pretty good. Pretty good. All righty. Now, on 11, you always double unless they show an ace.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to double down. You don't always win. Just win more money because of doubling.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Now, I have a pair of 5s. You're not going to split those.
Oh, you don't
But you
split
treat,
them?
no, you treat it as a 10. And since the dealer has a 10 showing, you hit and try and make 17 or more.
Oh, okay.
14, well, I got to hit again. Up, I busted. That's okay. Okay. Dealer had a 17. So you win some, you lose some.
You broke even.
Okay, no, that was pretty good. Okay, let's try one more and see what happens. Okay, now I have a 9. When you double on a 9, you only double 3 to 6. Therefore, the dealer is showing a 7, so now I have to try and make 17 or more. So I hit. 14, I'm not too happy, but I have to hit again. And I broke. Still not upset, because I know that they're going to usually have a good hand. Here, 10 against this, I'm going to double down and try and win twice as much money on this hand. Pretty good. All right, thank you.
Very good.
If I stay a little longer, I'll give you another tip.
Thank you, sir.
I'll get
In
it.
fact, I'll just give it to you now. Anyway,
Thank you.
practice doubling down at the right times, you win a lot of money. Good luck, and I'll see you again.
Thank you, Howard.
Bye-bye,
Thank you,
sir.
Howard.
Now let's talk about the rules for soft hands, which can be somewhat confusing. If you have ace deuce or ace 3, you will double down against 5 or 6, otherwise you will hit. If you have ace 4 or ace 5, you will double down against 4 through 6, otherwise you will hit. And if you have ace 6, you will double down against 3 through 6, otherwise you will hit. Standing with ace deuce through ace 6 is a poor play and will cost you money. These hands can actually become winning hands when you double, according to basic strategy, against the dealer's weaker cards. When it is unprofitable to double, because of the dealer's up card, hitting will usually lead to better totals and a better chance of winning. Never stand on totals of ace deuce through ace 6. Either double down or hit. This is another important secret of blackjack. If you have ace 7 on your first 2 cards, you will double down against 3 through 6. If the ace 7 consists of more than 2 cards, for example, you have an ace with a 2 and a 5, you will stand if the dealer shows 3 through 6. With all the totals of ace 7, no matter how many cards, you will hit against 9, 10, or ace, and stand against 2, 7, or 8. Ace 7 is the most misunderstood and misplayed hand in blackjack. Though you have 18, the dealer averages more than 18. When you double down, you will make 18 through 21 more than half the time. Even if you catch a poor card, the dealer will bust about 40% of the time since you are doubling only with 3 through 6 showing. The combination of these two factors makes doubling down your winning play. If the dealer is showing 9 through ace, she will average totals of about 19. You must try to make a better hand by hitting. Sometimes you'll end up with a better total of ace 8 through ace 10, while other times you will take a chance of busting out, trying to make hard 17 or more to improve your overall chances of winning. If you have ace 8 through ace 10, you will always stand. Ace 10 does not always mean blackjack. For example, it could be a hand like ace, deuce, and 8. You stand because you have very strong hands that overall make you the favorite to win. Let's practice with soft hands. Hey, I can see you guys are having some fun here.
Yeah.
All right.
Good to see you.
Okay, we're going to practice now a little bit with the soft hands. They're very confusing, so I'm going to try and teach you a little bit more about them, when to hit them, when to double down, and when to stand. Very, very important. They're very good hands, but Most people get confused.
Soft hands.
Soft hands. And if I do it right this time, I think I'll tip the dealer again.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now I have an ace-2 or a soft 13. You'd only double if the dealer showed a 5 or 6, so therefore you have to hit. So I hit it one time. All right? What do I have now? I have ace and 11 other points. That's 12. 12 against a 3. That's one of the times you'll hit and take a chance of busting. So here I go. I caught an ace. I have 13. But I have to stand because the dealer's showing a 3 and a 13. I stand against any small card. Now I have a6. Very confusing hand. Some people say, well, I have 17. Dealer has a 3. I should stand. Definitely not. You got to double down, take advantage of the dealer's busting power and your potential.
Double.
Hey, good example.
Very good. Very good.
And the dealer didn't break, but not bad.
Okay.
That wasn't that bad.
Okay. No,
Okay, let's try it again. And I think I'll try a bet for the dealer this time, just in case I get lucky.
Okay.
Because she's
so-
very nice and very sweet. Okay, let's try this one. Are you going to play?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I know you're getting excited. You'll play soon.
I hope I
Okay,
can.
now the dealer shows a 9. That's a very good card for the dealer. Remember, they don't break out too often, and also that they make very high totals. So even though I have a7 or 18, I have to hit because of their potential. I hit it. Unbelievable. Now I have ace 9 or 20, so of course I stand on that. I hope that she even has a 19. And now I have 19. I never hit ace 8 or more. I stand in his hand.
Okay.
Come on, break.
Okay.
Well, 19. Not bad.
We won our bet,
Okay,
sir.
Yeah, good. I got a push and a win. That's really good.
Thank you
Oh,
very
yeah.
much.
Once
She won,
again,
too.
our dealer, who's so sweet, wins a bet. Now, that's all. You got to know when to hit, stand, and double on those soft hands. And if you're confused, always ask a dealer. Anyway, keep on playing, and good luck.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Thanks, Howard.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
See you soon. Splitting is another option that will work to your advantage. If you receive a pair or two 10-valued cards, you may split them by placing an amount equal to your bet on the table. In a game where your cards are dealt face-up, you must never touch the cards. The dealer will separate the cards for you. Splitting allows you to play 2 to 4 hands instead of 1. If you draw another card of equal value, you may split again. Then you will hit, stand, and double according to the rules of the basic strategy, which you will learn. If you are dealt 2 aces, the rules for splitting are slightly different. The house will only give you 1 card to each ace. However, in some casinos, you are allowed to resplit aces, and you should always take advantage of this. But even though you will only get 1 additional card, splitting aces is an extremely profitable play. It is like doubling on 11 twice, and you will soon see that you should always split aces. If you catch a 10 after splitting aces, it is not considered a blackjack. It is just counted as 21. If you beat the dealer, you will be paid even money. And if you tie the dealer, it will be a push. Remember, in casinos that do not check for blackjack immediately, you will lose even if the dealer has blackjack, but only your original bet. A profitable and exciting option offered by many casinos is double after split. After you split any pair except aces, you may double down after receiving the first hit card on either split card. The basic strategy for doubling after split are the same as the ones for doubling on your first 2 original cards. When you're allowed to double after split, splitting becomes more profitable. Now I'd like to teach you when to split. The rules you're about to learn are for casinos that allow double after split. If you have a pair of aces or 8s, you will always split. As I mentioned earlier, when you split aces, the dealer will give you only 1 card to each ace. Even if you catch another ace, most casinos will not let you split again. When you split 8s, just like all pairs except aces, you will hit, stand, double down, and even resplit according to the rules of basic strategy. Resplitting is a favorable option for the player. If the casino does not allow resplitting, if at all possible, try another casino. When splitting some pairs like 8s, many times you are splitting defensively to cut down on your losses. When you split other pairs, for example, aces or 9s, you're usually splitting offensively to win more money than you would if you did not split. If you have 2s, 3s, or 7s, you will split against 2 through 7, otherwise you will hit. If you have 4s, you will split against 5 or 6, otherwise you will hit. Splitting fours is a foolish play when double after split is not offered. But when it is allowed, you must split fours against 5 or 6 due to the extra double downs you will get when you catch a 5, 6, 7, or ace. These extra double after split bets will allow you to double your bet on situations where you are the favorite. If you have a pair of 5s, you will not split. You will double down like any other total of 10 against 2 through 9, otherwise you will hit. If you have 6s, you will split against 2 through 6, otherwise you will hit. If you have a pair of 9s, you will split against 2 through 9, except if the up card is 7. In other words, you will stand only if the dealer shows 7, 10, or ace, and split all the other times. Even though you already have 18, splitting 9s will usually win you more money. You have a chance to catch 16 10s and 4 aces per deck to improve to a total of 19 or 20. You do not split against a 7 because you're already a slight favorite and would hurt your chances too much by hitting and possibly busting out. If you have 2 10-valued cards, you will always stand. You have 20, the second best hand in blackjack. Some people wrongly split them, but you will definitely win more money by just leaving them alone. Let's go over to the table and play some hands to illustrate splitting. I'm back again.
Hey.
I hope your luck's been pretty good.
Yep.
We're going to try and discuss a little bit about splitting.
Okay.
Right on cue. Is that amazing? I got some splits? Unbelievable. You're unbelievable, I'm going to tell you. Aces, you always split on aces because it's like doubling down on 11 twice. Remember that. Okay, in this casino, they're not going to allow me to resplit the aces, so I have to stand. I get 1 card in each no matter what. Okay, I got a 10 on that. Remember, that's not a blackjack. It's just a 21. Okay, then pair of 4s.
Splitting against
And she's
them.
going to ask me, because see, I have the right to do 2 things here when I put extra money. I can double down as an 8, or I can split them. But we want to split them. And what's the reason? Because we want to catch some double downs afterwards, take advantage of that 6. Okay, I have a 14 against a 6. I hope the deal breaks. I stand.
Okay.
Okay, now I have a double down.
Yeah.
Because now I got a 9 against a 6. I hope they break. If they don't, I hope I make a good hand. Come on. Oh, look what you did to me. 16, break.
Okay.
No luck. See, you can't always win.
No.
But if you keep doing the same thing all the time, you'll end up winning a lot of money that way. Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. No tip this time, you know.
Okay.
You know I know it's not
I
your fault.
understand, sir.
Okay.
I got
Okay,
it.
let's
I got
see
it
if I
last round.
let's see if I get any more splits.
How about
You're
that?
amazing again. Okay, now I'm going to split 2s against a 7, basically as a defensive move to save money. I'll do better by splitting and starting with 2s, or a hand of 2, than a 4. So I split them, and I'm just really hoping to break even on this. Okay, I have a 12. Dealer shows a 7. Have to hit. Oh, you're going to make me suffer this time, huh? Okay, 15. Not bad. 18. I got a chance. Okay, I hit this. I have 7. Obviously, I'll hit again. 17. You always stand on 17 or more. Hard at least. Okay, pair of 7s. Again, against a 7, you split.
Okay.
Okay, 17. I'm not too happy with it, but I have to stay. I have a 12. I hit. 15. I'm getting nervous, but I have to hit. Well, I broke. That's okay. That's correct. And the dealer, oh, not bad. Only had 17. Pretty good. So by splitting, even though basically I'm going to only cut down on my loss in those particular hands. Sometimes when you split the ace on the first hand, you're going to make some money with it. But you have to follow the rules of splitting to cut down the dealer's advantage. Anyway, keep playing all these rules, keep practicing. Maybe I'll see you a little later.
Okay.
Thank you, Howard.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right,
Howard.
thank you.
Give me some of that money.
The last option offered by casinos allows you to make a side bet called insurance when a dealer's up card is an ace that pays you 2 to 1 if the dealer has a blackjack.
Insurance is open. Insurance closed.
If the dealer does not have a 10 under the ace, making blackjack, you will lose your insurance bet and the game continues. If you have a blackjack and the dealer shows an ace, you will automatically win even money if you take insurance. Most dealers and players call this the surest bet in the casino. It's definitely not. You will make more money by not insuring your blackjacks or any other hand. Each deck contains 16 10s and 36 non-10s, giving the casino approximately an 8% average edge whenever you take insurance. The important secret of blackjack is never take insurance. Now let's talk a little bit about betting. Though knowing how to play correctly is extremely important, proper betting is also an essential element increasing your chances of winning. With the secrets of blackjack betting system, you'll win more on good runs and lose less on bad runs. Though the sky's the limit when you're winning, you will set a limit on your losses during a playing session. I will discuss winning and losing limits immediately after I explain the betting strategy. Cards seem to run in streaks, and even though it would be nice and extremely profitable to be able to predict good streaks, most people lose more money than they should when they try to outguess Lady Luck. The best way to make the most money with the least risk is to increase your bets slightly and steadily when you are winning. Never chase losses. You will increase your bets after each win and go back to your minimum bet after any loss. The betting system is simple, yet powerful. To be as safe as possible, you should divide the entire amount you allow for playing by 200, though for a weekend, dividing by 100 may be sufficient. If you have a $1,000 bankroll, you can afford to bet $5 units, since $1,000 divided by 200 equals $5. Start out with a 1-unit bet, in this case, $5, and progress your bets in the following manner after each win. Whenever you lose, including surrendering, go back to a 1-unit bet. If you push, bet the same amount. If you bet 1 unit and win, bet 2 units. Win a 2-unit bet, then bet 3 units. If you win a 3-unit bet, bet 5 units. Bet 5 units and win, bet 7 units. And if you win a 7-unit bet and really want to shoot for the sky, bet 10 units. If you want to be a bit more daring, parlay a winning 5-unit bet immediately to a 10-unit bet. Keep betting 10 units until you lose. Always go back to 1 unit after a loss. Remember, the secrets of blackjack betting system will allow you to bet more during good streaks and less during bad streaks. If you do not feel comfortable betting 10 units, then stop your betting at any level and let the same bet ride until you lose. Only play with money you can afford to lose. Even though you will become an excellent player, you will still have some losses. It is important that you always play with a good attitude so you won't make mistakes. Don't play when you're tired, intoxicated, hungry, or in a hurry to leave. That's when most people throw everything they've learned out the window. Let's play a while and illustrate the secrets of blackjack betting system. Hey, how you guys been doing? Okay, what we're going to do now, I want you to practice your playing, and also I want you to practice the betting system. So everybody start out with 1 unit. There you go.
All right, let me ask you something. Does it really matter where you sit at a table like this?
Well, you're a pain in the neck, but okay, I'll answer your question. It really doesn't make any difference, but especially, say, you're new to the game, okay? So I would sit as close to this last seat here as possible, and they call that third base, okay? So sit here only because you want a little more time to make sure you don't make a mistake. Very important that you don't make mistakes when you play. All right, let's see how you do with these hands now.
Okay.
Okay, hold on a second. See, here's something, because you have to memorize it. You have, the dealer shows a very weak card of 6. You have an ace-3, so what you want to do is double down on that hand.
Okay.
Okay, take advantage of the dealer's card and your potential. Okay?
I want to double down too,
That's
right?
correct, very good. You're learning.
I am.
All right, good. Oh, that's
Okay.
okay. Sometimes that happens. You can't always win. You keep doing the right thing, you win the most you can.
She's tough. Joanna's tough.
Okay, good. So since you all lost, you still bet 1 unit.
Well, Howard, what do you do, though, when you are playing with bad players, for instance? And do you stick with the game, or do you get up and leave?
Have you guys been looking at each other during the day? It really doesn't make any difference. The most important thing is that you play correctly. If you play correctly, you will win the most you possibly can. The other players who play incorrectly against the correct basic strategy will lose more money than you will in the long run. Just remember that. Okay, let's try it again. And don't be discouraged if the dealer gets lucky for a little bit. No big deal. Jim keeps getting easy hands. I don't understand it. Okay, you broke out, but the dealer's potential is to make a good hand. Very good. At least you're trying to win. Okay. And there it is. Dealer made a good hand. That's why you have to try and hit.
Okay, what I want to know is when do I leave when I'm winning and when do I leave when I'm losing?
Well, you're asking a lot of questions at one time.
I want to leave.
Okay. Let me discuss the losing, okay? Because that's important. You don't want to lose too much because you don't want to be in a bad frame of mind. So when you end up losing 20 units at that moment, this is during a session, when you sit down, let's say you buy in for $100. That's 20 units.
Okay.
If you lose that $100, take a break for a while. You know, go have a little drink, go eat something, or just clear your head, walk around. That way, when you come back again, you'll have that same winning attitude. It's very, very important. So when you lose 20 units, then quit for a while, and then come back and play exactly the same as if you're just starting fresh. Okay, the same thing. That's very important. The next thing is, if you're winning, which I hope you will be, and that's the most important part, if you win 20 units or more, and then you start losing back below 20 units, also quit for a while. Because what happens is, you want to quit after a nice win. Very, very important. Okay? Now let's say you're having a really good run. You get up, you're parlaying up to 10-unit bets, and you win 40 units or more. Well, hey, maybe I'll win the house, maybe I won't. If you start losing back 20 units of anything with 40 more units, then you quit again for a short while, come back, and start playing again. That way, you'll always quit after a nice win, and if you're losing, so you won't have a bad attitude, you'll also quit. Very, very important. Okay. Let's try one more hand.
Okay.
And I hope you win one.
I do too.
But even if you don't, that's the thing. You're only losing 1 unit at a time until you get on a decent
Because I
run.
lost that last one, I put just 1 unit.
That's correct. All right, Jim, again. You have a tough hand.
I'm following your steps.
Okay.
I can take a hit.
That's right, because you don't double
I don't
against a
wanna
10 or an
double,
ace.
right.
That's correct. Too good a card. Very good. Hey!
I can stay.
All right, well,
You got
okay.
it.
So what would you bet now?
2?
Okay, so you parlay your bets to 2, okay? What I'm going to do is, I'm going to let you keep practicing this, make sure you don't make any mistakes in your basics, and keep with the betting system, win or lose, till you get up to those 20 units ahead, hopefully. Anyway, good luck to
Sounds
everybody.
good.
Thank you.
See you guys soon.
All right.
Again.
Now that you've learned the secrets of blackjack, remember to always play and bet correctly, no matter how you're doing. Review the tape and practice often. Smile with the knowledge and confidence you've gained, and let the cards fall as they may. Good luck.